This video chart presentation of Rare Element Resources Limited. This is a New York Stock Exchange MKT company trading under ticker REE. Sharp downtrend over the last 7-8 months, putting together a little bit of a bounce. I picked this chart because I saw a strong positive divergence going on, with the MACD starting to trend back upward since March, even as the stocks made lower lows. And what I see is a pretty nice upside to primary resistance, should it break through some secondary resistance right here around $2. We'll come back to the candles in a moment, but again I want to point out the MACD trending upward as the price per share is trending down. And even on a longer term, see from this low to this low to this low, the rate of increase in the MACD has accelerated over the last month or so, but even from point to point, there's a slight uptrend in the MACD. Something to keep an eye on. It's a good signal for a reversal. Of course, the key point is for the MACD to finally push back through zero, but right now making higher lows and recently dropping a bullish cross. It's something to keep an eye on for a trend reversal. Coming off a pretty loose PPO ADX pinch, but again, PPO trending back towards zero. The ADX is aligned again for a reversal with a negative DI on top, positive DI down low. Money flow index trending upward slightly over the last few weeks. 7's even pushed through 50, which is a good barometer of people paying higher prices for the stock, but I really want to see the longer terms 14 and 21 make their way through 50 and hold above it as well. Accumulation distribution making a slightly lower low, but basically channeling sideways since beginning of March, signaling that some of the selling is subsiding. That's reinforced by the Chaikin money flow, making its way upward, heading back towards zero, saying over the last 20 periods, buying and selling pressure is equalizing. CCI also making higher lows. Full stow, it's a gauge of momentum, coming out of oversold territory. Now, like with many other indicators, that's just a signal of some momentum coming into the play. It needs to push through 50 to show that bullish momentum is being sustained. And you can see throughout the course of that drop, full stow spent very little time above 50, indicating the bearishness that's been in the play. So I'd look for this upward pressure to continue, show momentum is building in the chart, and ideally break through 50 and start trending on the upper half of the indicator. Tricks, it's a very slow moving gauge of trend, also at this point making higher lows, and it looks like a bullish cross could be coming. And the relative strength index is going right along with everything else. It's also on the bearish side of things. You can see outside this one hop right through here, which is a real nice climb over 40%. Trending on the lower half of the indicator, bearish momentum, stock price has been falling off substantially. But again, over the last couple weeks, starting to climb upward and testing that 50 mark. So while I'd say it's not actually there yet, the point of this chart is to notice the divergences, notice the short-term shifts in trend and momentum, and pay attention to this, see if it's going to go into a stronger bull mode. Now from a support and resistance standpoint, bottom support there at $1.64. It's a little bit farther off than I typically like to see with the stock closing at $1.85. If I was watching this trade closely, I'd be looking right here around this $1.78 mark because it's been holding as a short-term support for the last couple weeks. So that'd be a key spot for me. If it starts to break below that, especially on any increases in volume, it might bust through that bottom and continue this downward path the stock's been on for so many months. So I'd hone in on $1.78 on short-term trading. Now on the same token, there is a little bit of short-term resistance right there at $1.90, $1.91 as well. And I'd look for that to run right up to around $2. That's what I'd call the first area of secondary resistance. 50-day moving average is coming down. Right now it's registering 217. Of course, it's dynamic. It's going to continue downward. Going to reinforce that area. But the point being, if the stock makes a stronger move and breaks through that, there's some intermittent resistance. Now right there around $2.20 and a little bit more up around $2.50. But I don't see a primary resistance again until up near $3. Now that's a very large move from where it is, and I'm not looking for that sort of one-day move or even a two-day move. I'm looking for this chart to try and make an upward swing, break through resistance, and then even if it pulls back, sit back on that $2 mark, hold it as a new support level, then reverse again, and then potentially go up and try and take a run at the $3 mark. So I'm not talking short term in the sense of a couple days. This could be several weeks or months to go up and challenge that point. But I always look for charts that are trying to break downtrends, and I look for them at close support points to give an escape route should the downtrend continue. 217,000 shares traded. That's about average for it. It's not the greatest volume in the world, but it does provide a little bit of liquidity. Certainly on moves and breaks of resistance points, I want to see surges in volume to really help kick indicators of momentum and trend into gear and put them into bull mode. Those are the type of things that I'd be looking for in the REE chart. But as always, it's merely my interpretation. Thank you for watching. Trade smart.